I'm not going to list the individuals on CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News that defamed and besmirched our president and that lied about him and that engaged in aiding and abetting the globalist combine that's trying to bring this country down. Instead, I want to recognize the individuals the last 2 days who publicly stood up for President Trump and told the truth. Senator Rand Paul, former Congressman Dr. Ron Paul, Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, and the listeners of this broadcast. You better believe that Sean Hannity, because I know this for a fact, and Tucker Carlson have been threatened with their jobs, even though they're top rated, if they don't get with the Russia narrative. The other host rolled over like a big old fat dead fish in the sun floating around in the water. And it makes me sad for them. Trump is an American. Trump is taking America back from the globalists that are allied with the Chi-Coms. Trump is a patriot. And I just want to say, I'm not a sunshine patriot. I'm a winter soldier. And I 1,000% support the president. I 1,000% know a man by his enemies, and I've seen him get limited control of our government and things turn around. And he knew it would turn around because they were artificially suppressing this country. Epic history is happening right now. The globalists have an internet kill switch Obama put in. Brennan, all of them still have control of it. The deep state is filled with a bunch of people like Reality Winner who wanted to join ISIS and hated all white people when she was white. We are overrun by the filth the universities have produced for 2 generations to finally bring America down. And they launched their attack with Hillary and in the last minute failed. They failed in that battle. They are now launching counterstrikes, ladies and gentlemen. You can say what you want about me or Trump or Tucker Carlson or Sean Hannity, but we believe in free market. We believe in America. We believe in this republic. Why not? It's 1,000 times better than communist China or the EU or Venezuela. And this is where we're from. And they teach us that it's stupid, it's quaint to love America or love free market in these universities that have become engines of anti-free speech and evil. And now they're all over the news saying, overthrow the president. And Tucker Carlson's right. Trump was like a captured man when he made those statements, knowing it's Brennan and all those people with all their fake intelligence caught spying on him illegally. The people that ran America in the ground by design. Our military and forces world government, China economically takes over. So let's go to Tucker Carlson and the courage of telling the truth.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson. Tonight, we just landed from Helsinki, back in the nation's capital, where it is hot and intense. We're going to have our full extended interview with the president from Helsinki. We're going to show that to you in just a minute. We asked him, of course, about Russia, but there are, believe it or not, many more important and pressing issues on the world stage, not just Russia. And we asked the president about those as well. We'll bring the whole thing to you coming up in just a second. But first, tonight, with remarkable speed and intensity, the media, the foreign policy establishment, both political parties, have come together as one to attack the president for his meeting yesterday with the Russian president, Vladimir Putin. Anderson Cooper, John McCain, Mitt Romney, they all described the president's remarks about Russia as disgraceful. Former CI Director John Brennan called those remarks treasonous and grounds for impeachment. Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer announced that Trump was being blackmailed by a foreign power. Others accused him of being a sleeper agent, a spy. One member of Congress from Tennessee called for a military coup against the presidency. Well, as the rage storm swirled, the president bowed to the inevitable, genuflecting before U.S. intelligence agencies whose judgment must never be questioned, and recited the now obligatory oath of loyalty to the spy bureaucrats now in charge of our country. Watch.
In a key sentence in my remarks, I said the word would instead of wouldn't. The sentence should have been, I don't see any reason why I wouldn't, or why it wouldn't be Russia. So, just to repeat it, I said the word would instead of wouldn't. And the sentence should have been, and I thought it would be maybe a little bit unclear on the transcript or unclear on the actual video. The sentence should have been, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be Russia. Sort of a double negative. So you can put that in, and I think that probably clarifies things pretty good by itself.
So that's the hostage tape. The president buckled to criticism. I don't know what they're saying. That's exactly what happened. He buckled. And that happens. This is politics, after all. What is amazing and unusual and ominous is who made him buckle. The people yelling the loudest about how the Russians are our greatest enemy and Trump is their puppet happen to be the very same people who have been mismanaging our foreign policy for the past 2 decades. The people who invaded Iraq and wouldn't admit it was a mistake. The people who killed Muammar Gaddafi for no obvious reason and prolonged the horrible Syrian civil war and then threw open the borders of Europe. The ones still defending the pointless Afghan conflict and even now planning brand new disasters around the world in Lebanon, Iran, and yes, in Russia. These are the people who've made America weaker and poorer and sadder. The group whose failures got Trump elected in the first place. You would think by this late date they would be discredited completely and unemployable, wearing uniforms and picking up trash by the side of a turnpike somewhere. But no, they're
They think
not.
we don't have memory.
They're hosting cable news shows. They're holding high
They work for the
positions.
Chi-Coms. Of course they're trying to wreck us.
They run virtually every nonprofit public policy institution in Washington. They are still, in some sense, in charge of our national conversation. And naturally, they hate the idea of rethinking or correcting any of the countless blunders they have made.
What they hate is the idea of a president that's actually president. That's why they're pissed.
He calls them on those blunders. Now, being Trump, he can't always explain precisely what he means to say. Sometimes he gets the details wrong, or he gets sidetracked with some personal vendetta, as if anybody cares about that ridiculous Jim Acosta guy. Nobody does. But on the big questions, Trump is indisputably right. The Cold War is over. The world has changed. It is time to rethink America's alliances.
God, thank God there's still people that aren't total traitors.
Russia is not a close friend of the United States. But the question is, why should we consider Russia a mortal enemy? Of course, Russia spies on us. So do a lot of countries, some of them far more effectively than Russia. The Russian attempt to meddle in our election was comically amateurish. Badly targeted Facebook ads almost nobody saw. Compare that effort to the deep penetration of American industry and the defense sector by the Communist government of China. Or compared to the remarkable sway that the Sunni Gulf states have over our political process, or the fact that Latin American countries are changing election outcomes here by forcing demographic change on this country at a rate that American voters consistently say they don't want. Those are all major challenges from foreign powers to our American democracy. They're real.
And say it, Tucker! The Democrats and Republicans are on the goddamn payroll!
Why is that? Well, here's one reason.
Those Chi-Coms, man. You're the traitors. We're going to get your ass, Brennan. And you too, Mud.
In their homes and watch their kids. Those countries can't be our enemies, in their view. But nobody here is getting rich from Russia, so therefore Putin must be a mortal foe. That's what the neocons are telling us we are required to believe.
They don't run Russia is why they hate them.
Does anyone actually believe it?
Just like they hate Trump.
A person who's read a newspaper this year could recite that talking point without laughing because it's stupid. So the only option, if you want to force the population to accept something ridiculous, is to make sure they don't think too much about it.
This is the next level.
Quiet.
Tucker Carlson is the next level.
And if you don't believe it, watch what's happening.
Everything we've been looking for right there.
Obviously, it's possible, entirely possible, maybe likely that the Russian government broke into the DNC servers before the last election. It certainly sounds like something they might do. But before we act like we know for a fact that that's what happened and go to war with Russia over that, shouldn't we see some actual evidence that it happened? Why not? Like maybe a server, or at least a clear explanation.
Oh, like Congress having hearings to ban me and then not letting me be there to face my accuser.
How dare he? That's a treasonous thought, we were told. He's a quisling, a traitor to his country. That's what they're saying. And not just a few of them. All of them are saying that.
But they're globalists. They're the ones that sold the country out.
For a second about what they are demanding. If you don't automatically accept the imprecise, non-specific,
Russian agent.
never fully explained findings of shadowy intelligence agencies with long, documented track records of making serious mistakes, you've somehow betrayed your country. The very people who assured you that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction, the ones who said the Shah would never fall in Iran, etc., etc., those people must be believed without question or else. On television, this group is called the intelligence community. That's an Orwellian name if there ever was one. Where exactly is this community we hear so much about? Does it have a zip code? A public library system? A youth football league? How long before Congress starts demanding unthinking obedience to the lawmaker community? It's a community, after all. You must obey it. Dissent is unpatriotic. And if you don't agree, you're working for Vladimir Putin. That's where we're heading, by the way, and fast. In some ways, this whole story is about Donald Trump and what he's said and what he does. But on a deeper level, it has nothing to do with Donald Trump. This is about democracy, whether or not voters rule their country. It turns out the very people telling you they are saving our democracy are working overtime to destroy it and scolding you as they do.
100% pure veritas. It's a hole in one. I've never done anything like that. Tucker Carlson's the king now, period. He's the guy. And he wrote that. And understand this, just like they tell you over and over again, worship Edward R. Murrow. That's what Edward R. Murrow wished he was. We're the Americans. We're taking the country back. The people trying to oppose us are the traitors. It's that simple. Infowars.com, newswars.com, tomorrow's news today.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
All right. I've got to go visit some sick family, and that's why I taped some stuff for the show today. It's a live feed. We just tape stuff live. It's going to be on. Then Owen will be on the second, third, fourth hour. History's happening. I'm just honored to be here. And you had multinational corporations basically put traitors in the government, and Trump and all of us are removing them. It's that simple. And all you idiots out there, people say, well, why are you calling us idiots? Not our general listeners, but the globalists that tune in and their minions. I mean, what the hell, man? You're not part of the establishment. You're not part of the elite. You didn't get offered by the Kissinger Group jobs. You didn't get offered $10 million a year like I did to be Glenn Beck and sell out 16 years ago. I didn't do it. So all you grovel to try to get that golden ticket, the golden ticket's BS, man. It's an express elevator to hell. I want freedom, and I want a future, and I back President Trump. He's the real deal. You can see it. You can see the results. You can see it all, and he's under unprecedented attack. So pray for President Trump and pray for InfoWars. But I just hope we're strong enough to be there to defend everybody, because I'm not worried about us. I'm just worried about the fact that I'm not good enough or smart enough to ignite your spirit to get you to politically wake up and take action. Because this is an epic time, and so many libertarians, Christians, conservatives, nationalists, free marketers are asleep right now. They think, oh, Trump's so confident. I think Trump's done the confident thing so long to build confidence in us that it's a good thing he does, but it's also bad because people think, oh, he's there. They're making their move. Set your watch and warrant by it, your bottom dollar by it. All right, that's it for this live transmission. Please financially support us. I get so focused on news, I don't even do it. They're trying to strangle us and destroy us. We have great products that are game changers. I'm just going to leave it at that. If you believe in what we're doing and want to get great products, InfoWarsStore.com. Got some big sales going right now. All right, thanks, crew. That's it. Let you get ready for Owen going live in about 26 minutes. And again, the first hour will be clips of this with Owen and then a bunch of big guests and more. All right,